midterm elections and the country's fate, not to put pressure on you, it's all in your hands. And I've been telling you for months, the single most important midterm election in our lifetime. Democrats, the destroy Trump media, they have no shame. They're not backing down. Eric Holder's trying to walk back his kick them while they're down comments. We're going to explain that. We have a major moment today at the White House. Phenomenal. Kanye West meeting with President Trump in the Oval Office. And not surprisingly, the left is in a meltdown mode over it. You will not believe, well, yeah, I guess you should because it's predictable, what are the despicable comments that were made about Kanye? We've got the tape. Also, our First Lady, Melania Trump, breaks her silence on being the target of bullying, and we've got the evidence to back her up. And Democrats sinking to a new low, and they're trying to win their attempts to win in November. Also, exclusively, Project Veritas tonight has exposed an explosive undercover video. We will show it to you. We've got a lot to get to. All right, it's time for tonight's breaking news, and we're glad you're with us. Opening monologue. All right, so earlier today, President Trump met with rapper Kanye West in the Oval Office. They spoke about really important topics: prison reform, job creation, safe communities in America. Kanye did not hold back his praise for the president. Here's what he said. Take a look.
I think it's the bravery that helps you beat this game called life. You know, they tried to scare me to not wear this hat, my own friends, but this hat, it gives me power in a way. It was something about when I put this hat on, it made me feel like Superman. You made a Superman. That's my favorite superhero. And you made a Superman cape. For me, also as a guy that looks up to you, looks up to Rap Lauren, looks up to American industry guys. Non-political, no put the beep on it, however you want to do it, 5 seconds delay, and just goes in and gets it done.
Great lesson in life. You cannot live your life and be courageous if you care so much about what people think. Interesting comment about wearing the Make America Great Again hat. And yeah, we need prison reform. There are people like that woman, Mrs. Johnson, who was on this program for one offense her whole life. And the president gave her a pardon. We need jobs. Yes, we're making more jobs in America. We need more, as many as possible. We need every neighborhood in this country safe for every American. And while Kanye was being open and honest and looking for solutions and giving his opinions, what was the left doing? Attacking him. What's wrong with what he's saying? What about jobs? What about safe neighborhoods? Well, of course, we see the predictable, vile bludgeoning that we see now, sadly, almost on a daily basis. The media has been relentless, even before Kanye even met with the president. Some members of the abusively biased media brought up his previous struggles with mental illness. Really? This is sick. And used some disgusting language to describe him. Take a look.
Kanye West is what happens when Negroes don't read.
Black folks are about to trade Kanye West in the racial draft. Now, all of a sudden, Kanye, because he's put on a MAGA hat and he's an attention whore like the president, he's all of a sudden now the model spokesperson. He's the token Negro of the Trump administration.
This was an embarrassment. Kanye's mother is rolling over in her grave.
I think you had there a man who's clearly not okay, and a president who's willing to exploit that.
Well, it was a combination of stream of consciousness. I felt like I was sitting in on a psychiatric visit and a commercial for Donald Trump.
On the question of mental health, on the question of exploiting him, it felt very exploitive to me. There was something very fragile about and sad about Kanye pulling out his phone and frantically typing in his code. We all saw it. I think it was 4 zeros, and pulling up some weird picture of a car. I mean, just expand on that. It seems like an important point. I haven't heard anyone else on television make it.
These people are just, they totally disgust me. It's absolutely despicable. Well, Kanye West and millions of other Americans are now realizing, you know what? The Democrats had 8 years. They gave us a failed agenda. 13 million more Americans on food stamps, 8 million more in poverty, the lowest labor participation rate since the 70s, more debt than all presidents before him combined with Obama. Really? The first president never to hit 3% GDP growth. Look at what's happening. The Trump agenda is creating a future for the forgotten men and women in this country that Democrats claim that they love so much. That's a future for every American. That's a future for our kids. Ask yourself this. Why is the left so threatened by a meeting talking about prison reform and about jobs and a better economy and about violence in some neighborhoods in some parts of the country? Is it because the Democratic Party is exposed for having failed? all these years? All the hysteria surrounding Kanye's pro-Trump comments? Is it an admission that President Trump is making progress, executing on an agenda, lower taxes, less burdensome regulation, lower unemployment, economic prosperity, 14 states, record low unemployment, Hispanic unemployment, record low unemployment for African Americans, Asian Americans, women in the workplace, and of course we have more kids, more youth jobs available than we've had in 50 years? What Kanye is experiencing is what African-American conservatives sadly have experienced for years: mocked, demonized, ridiculed, punished by the leftist machine for daring to think on their own and question big government policies that have crippled people in this country and have failed miserably. Now, the modern Democratic Party is devoid of any ideas or solutions. This tired scheme of redistribution, a proven total failure. And anyone who dares to try to work with President Trump to craft real solutions that really will help people and create safer neighborhoods is vilified. We see it today. Just look at the number of Democratic leaders encouraging mob violence against their political opponents. Just yesterday, what did we show you? Video of Obama's own attorney general, the top cop in the country for whatever, 8 years, less than that, 6 years. Eric Holder, they go low, ditch civility, kick Republicans when they're on the ground. Kick them. Take a look.
Michelle Obama, I love her, you know. She and my wife, like, really tight, which always scares me and Barack. But Michelle says that, you know, when they go low, we go high. No. When they go low, we kick them. That's what this new Democratic Party is about.
That's the real Eric Holder. But after the backlash, now he's trying to walk back his comments, which is phony and contrived. He sends out a tweet saying, okay, stop the fake outrage. I am obviously not advocating violence. When, in fact, I was at AG, crime was at a U.S. historic low. I'm saying Republicans are undermining our democracy. Democrats need to be tough, proud, and stand for the values we believe in. No. We didn't put any words in Eric Holder's mouth. He said kick him. He made those comments. So Eric Holder can sit and spin any way he wants. You saw the smile on his face, a crowd that supported him. We're not stupid. We know you meant it. He meant exactly what he said. And he should have just said, yeah, that's how I feel. Sorry. Words like that have consequences. Now, earlier today, during an interview on Fox and Friends, the president had this to say about Eric Holder's pathetic comments. Take a look.
They have to be careful with the rhetoric because it's very dangerous what Holder says. When Holder was held in contempt by Congress, Holder went after Christians. He went after our great evangelicals. He went after the Tea Party people. You know that. They just settled. The IRS just settled that case. Holder he's got some problems, and I don't see him running. And if he did run, I think he gets gobbled up before he ever gets to the election itself. I think the primaries would gobble him up.
Eric Holder's not alone. Other Democratic leaders, they've been cheering on these types of tactics. This is all, well, on tape. Take a look yourself.
You cannot be civil with a political party that wants to destroy what you stand for, what you care about. That's why I believe if we are fortunate enough to win back the House and or the Senate, that's when civility can start again.
If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
Please don't just come here today and then go home. Go to the Hill today. Get up and please get up in the face of some Congress people.
With comments like that, is it any wonder we see on a regular basis, we see Republican lawmakers, public figures, women run out of restaurants, heckled at airports, heckled in front of their wives? Look at what happened to a truck in Washington State that had a pro-Trump bumper sticker on it. The owner of the car, Johnny McKay, he says he decided to take an Uber home from a local bar, and when he came back, this is what he saw. The language of the left, the people that want to be in power in 26 days, reaching new lows on an hourly basis. These consequences could be scary. First Lady Melania Trump, during an interview with ABC News, had this to say about how she has been treated, and she's right. Take a look.
I could say I'm the most bullied person on the world.
You think you're the most bullied person in the world?
One of them, if you really see what people are saying about me.
The First Lady is right. She's been the focus of constant media bullying, harassment since the day she and her husband descended from the escalators down at Trump Tower. They have been unrelenting. Here are a few examples to prove her point. Take a look.
I want to really thank the First Lady, Melania, who has done an incredible job. She worked so hard on this event, and so I want to thank you.
Yeah, it's not a chance she did one thing to help set that up. She didn't die egg, she didn't feel bad. The only thing she's been working on is an escape tunnel.
I was struck by Melania's statement. She says,
oh yeah. Do not do, don't just keep don't do.
No, I can't do it.
No, we know. That's why we're telling you don't do it.
Try it.
No White House Easter celebration would be complete without story time from our First Lady.
Be clever and curious, just like a cat. Ask lots of questions about this and that.
About this and that.
So today is Melania's birthday.
Obvious.
Happy birthday, Melania.
I know.
That was necessary. Come on. That's so mean.
The president was there to meet the freed men, along with Melania, who is hoping to be freed next.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel, the pervert, walking around with cucumbers in his pants, showing people. Really? We need Mr. Pervert judging other people? And it didn't stop there. After Melania Trump had a kidney procedure, well, then the media couldn't understand why she was staying out of the spotlight. Maybe she was healing? Now, some speculated, oh, she must have had plastic surgery. One Rolling Stone writer questioning if she was concealing abuse. They also ridiculing her clothing choices. And I want to say this is going to stop, but we know it won't. We're going to have more example of the left's new lows in a few minutes. But first, also tonight, we have a disturbing new undercover video. Very revealing. Project Veritas. In the tape, what do? They caught people working for Tennessee Senate candidate Phil Bredesen, calling the voters of Tennessee, quote, ignorant. The people on the tape also saying that he lied when he said that he would vote to confirm Brett Kavanaugh if he were in the Senate. Oh, shocking. Now, we haven't independently confirmed the undercover video, but I think words speak for itself. We'll let you decide.
Because, I mean, he wouldn't really, right?
What?
Vote for Kavanaugh?
I don't think so.
But I was so confused because I just can't believe that he would actually vote yes. Like
he wouldn't. But he's saying he would. It's politics. Which I don't know if that makes it worse or better. No, it makes it better, but it's still.
But what's the, like, I don't understand what's to gain by saying yes.
Moderate Republicans.
Is it because of, like, the voters?
Yeah, that's it.
So he'll lose voters if he says yes?
Oh, straight up. Yeah. Are the people of Tennessee that ignorant? Yeah.
They're ignorant, the people of Tennessee. We wouldn't vote yes. That's all. We're just doing that for show. We're lying to everybody that we want to vote for us. And as for a comment, Tennessee Victory 2018, the coordinated campaign of the Tennessee Democratic Party, they said, oh, Project Veritas posed as a fake volunteer and, quote, used secret video recording equipment to capture uninformed speculative comments made last weekend by college students. Now, those are actually the people that work on the campaign and youth organizers. Another stunning video also released tonight that could have a huge impact on the election. A video from 2011. What does it show? Arizona Democratic Senate candidate Kristen Sinema calling Arizonans, the people she wants to vote for, crazy. Wow, this is a great campaign ad. Take a look.
And I want to talk to you about some of the things that I think that you can do to stop your state from becoming Arizona. You know, my state, I was born and raised in Arizona, born and raised in Tucson, near the border, and gosh, when we grew up, I remember in first grade, we learned a song about Arizona, because Arizona is the state of the 5 C's. So cattle, copper, citrus, cotton, and climate. And those were the 5 things that our state historically made its money off of. But I would add a 6th C. It's called crazy.
The only crazy part would be if the people of Arizona fell for that act and that lie. We reached out for comment. We haven't heard back. Her campaign spokesman did give a statement to the Associated Press. She was frustrated. No one in the state legislature was standing up to out-of-state special interests working to take away health care from children and tuition and more expensive and da-da-da-da. That's a crock of you-know-what also. And then there's more disturbing news about Sinema. Just yesterday, FoxNews.com reported that she, quote, promised events at Arizona State University, get this, featuring a lawyer convicted for aiding an Islamist terror organization. And its leader, the lawyer in question, represented someone who was sentenced to life in prison in the 1990s for plotting to blow up the UN and FBI building and more. In Arizona, Republican Martha McSally, the Republican, is in a tight race. She happens to be an American hero that has served her country. I hope the people of Arizona are paying attention tonight, and the people of Tennessee are paying attention. By the way, the people of Nevada, I hope you're paying attention. Dean Heller has just a slight lead in some of the polls. That is an important seat. Marsha Blackburn, friend of the show, squaring off against the phony that we now expose tonight. She is in a tight race in Tennessee. And, of course, Blackburn with a slight edge. Now let's take a look at the House of Representatives. Now, we've been telling you 10 congressional districts a night. These are the districts that will decide the balance of power in Washington, D.C. Do you want Nancy Pelosi as your speaker? Pay attention. Now, we're going to show you 10 more House districts that voters need to keep an eye on. This will define the election results in 26 days. Arkansas, 2nd District, where Republican incumbent French Hill in a serious battle with Democratic challenger Clark Tucker. Next, in Iowa, their 1st District, Republican incumbent Rod Blum's seat. He's a Freedom Caucus member at risk of being overtaken by Democrats. It's one of the Democrats' best opportunities to snag a seat. If you're in that district, you need to vote. Now, let's stay in Iowa, where the 3rd District is absolutely in play tonight. GOP incumbent David Young has a tough fight. Trump won there by 4 points in 2016. Kansas, a few races to watch in Kansas. District 2, Republican Steve Watkins is taking on a Democrat, Paul Davis. Kentucky's 3rd District, Republican incumbent Kevin Yoder. He's being challenged by Democrat Sharice Davids in a district that Hillary took by 1 point. That's going to be a tight race. Now you go to the Kentucky 6th District, where another incumbent, Republican Andy Barr, in a tight race against Amy McGrath. And let's go back to Nevada for a few critical races out there. Their 3rd District, Republican Danny Tarkanian, yeah, that Tarkanian, the son of, faces an uphill battle against Democrat Susie Lee. Then there's Nevada 4th, where the Republican candidate Hardy is taking on a Democrat Horsford. Wisconsin's 1st District, another open seat contest. Republican Brian Steele is facing Democrat Randy Bryce. This is a race to replace Speaker Paul Ryan. We need that seat to stay Republican. By the way, you might want to stay and vote for Scott Walker, who's done an amazing job for the people of Wisconsin. He is in the fight of his life in 26 days. In West Virginia 3, GOP candidate Carol Miller up against Democrat Richard Ojeda. And we're just 26 days out. Once again, you have the chance to shock the world like you did 2 years ago. You got to go vote. Joining us with reaction, former Clinton pollster, advisor Mark Penn, the author of the New York Times bestseller, Jesus is Risen, David Limbaugh. And David has done some legal work for me in the past. By the way, and you've also, I've never been the great Christian that you are. Your books have made me a better person. Let me put it that way. And very informative.
Thank you.
We know what their agenda is, David. We see that people are openly lying. I don't see an agenda from the Democrats at all. What are they going to do to make the country better, to help the people of this country?
They utterly have no agenda. So they pit Americans against other Americans, black against whites, women against men, rich against poor. That's why they're so outraged about Kanye, because he is finally coming out and straying from the Democrat plantation. And only blacks who support the liberal cause can read. We are to assume, think about what these people on MSNBC were saying, that Kanye can't read because he supports conservatives. So that means blacks who support policies that will help them don't read. It's just amazing. They have no substantive policies that will work.
Mark, I know you work for the Clintons, but you're also a pollster. The bottom line for me is, as an American, I want every American to have the American dream. Nice house, safe neighborhood, decent car, take their kids to Disney, go out to eat once every week or every other week, not have to worry, save a little for their retirement. That is achievable. But under Barack Obama, we went way backwards. Donald Trump's policies are working. Do you think this is an opportunity for Republicans to now bring into the fold demographic groups that maybe have not voted Republican in the past?
Well, look, as a pollster, Donald Trump sits at about 45% approval. That's below the 50% that a president really needs, despite the good economy. So there's been a lot of issues, a lot of churn, a lot of division.
Yeah, but he's been polling higher than Barack Obama at about the same time in his presidency.
That is true, that actually he's stabilized his polling, but he hasn't gotten above 50. And look, Democrats believe in the American dream, too. You know,
what are they offering this election? What are they running on except hate Trump, open borders, keep Obamacare, and take the crumbs back?
Oh, there's a lot of Democrats running on health care. There's a belief that the Republicans didn't fix health care and that it's sitting out there. And Obamacare has had a resurgence from what it has. So look, while there are a couple of people saying some really bad things, and look, I don't like what Hillary said or what Holder said, because I think that Michelle Obama's right. Democrats have to stay high. And when they don't stay high, they basically give ammunition for you and every other show.
Her own husband said to get into people's faces. He once said, I'm going to send Mr. Burgess to Fox News and take on Sean Hannity and tear him up. He did say that, too.
Well, in fact, when he was president, we moved over to the center, reached out to the other side, find the value center.
Well, here's the point.
I think Democrats would do a lot better if they did that today.
But we had 13 million more Americans on food stamps, 8 million more in poverty. He never reached 3% GDP growth. Look at record low unemployment for every demographic, David Limbaugh.
Yeah, Obama did not reach out. He said, get in the back seat of the car. We don't want you to do a lot of talking. He was the most divisive. So
they have to sit in the back, he said, yeah.
And so, yeah, the Democrats do not, with all due respect to Mark, who I do respect a lot, I don't think the Democratic Party does stand for the American dream. They stand for the fundamental transformation of the American dream, the American founding principles, actually for socialism, which historically has impoverished and enslaved people and led to totalitarianism, which is why the left is totalitarian in its tendencies, more and more.
It just doesn't work. Obamacare, millions lost their plans, their doctors, and paying double, in some cases triple, by the time it was over. But I still, Mark, I know you're sincere. I do believe that. When we come back, more reaction to the left defending this incivility. More on Eric Holder trying to backtrack on his, just kick him. Pam Bondi, she was run out of a restaurant. Sebastian Gorka, Dan Bongino, all coming up. Busy news night. Stay with us.
This place isn't for me.
That last place was pretty nice.
I don't like this whole thing.
I think we can do better. Change is hard. Try to keep open mind. Come on, Dad.
This is for me, son?
Principal, we can help you plan for that.
When you run from National, it's kind of like playing your own version of best ball. Here you can choose any car in the aisle, even if it's a better car class than the one you reserved. So no matter what, you're guaranteed to have a perfect drive.
Go National. Go like a pro.
You see what I did there?
Kermit Gosnell is perhaps the most prolific serial killer in America.
The prosecution has offered you a plea bargain, Dr. Gosnell.
I'm not guilty.
There is nothing that man did that protects women.
You better win.
Gosnell, rated PG-13.
Golden Corral's Beef Lovers Banquet. With our all-new bacon-wrapped sirloin filet, smoked beef brisket, portobello top sirloin, and golden delicious shrimp. The Beef Lovers Banquet. Golden Corral, your choice. Rules.
I always wanted to speak French, but I never had the time. And then I tried Babbel.
Babbel, the quick way to get conversational in a new language. Babbel's award-winning interactive technology gets you speaking right away.
After just 4 weeks, I was feeling confident enough to have simple conversations in French. Their app uses a science-based space repetition method that really helps you retain what you learn. It works.
So, which language do you want to speak? Now, you can try Babbel free, the #1 selling language learning app in the world.
You're learning phrases that you can use right away in real-life conversations. And I was amazed at how fast it was, and now I'm speaking French. I always thought I was bad at languages, but after using Babbel, I can see I was just taught the wrong way.
Try Babbel free today. Go to Babbel.com or download the app and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language. Babbel. Which language do you want to speak?
My name is Jeff Sheldon, and I'm the founder of UpMonk. Before ShipStation, it was crazy. Like, it's great when you see, 100 orders come in, but then you realize I got 100 orders that I actually have to ship out. ShipStation streamlined that whole process. The order data, the weights of the items, everything is seamlessly put into ShipStation. So when we print the shipping label, everything's pretty much done. It's so much easier. So now we're ready, bring on the orders.
ShipStation, the #1 choice of online sellers. Go to shipstation.com/TV and get 2 months free.
The left's political attack playbook.
We will see something like this again.
Ben Shapiro's warning about a Democratic Congress on his final election special, Sunday.
Look, isn't that Frank Thomas?
Oh, the big hurt.
More like the big hunk.
Yeah.
Wow, Frank Thomas.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. You look like you could still be playing. That's what I said.
Well, I am feeling stronger and leaner. So, Frank, what's your secret? I discovered Nugenics.
I wish my husband did.
It's easy. Just send a text.
If you're a guy over 40, text 42424 and enter the word BASH to get a complimentary bottle of award-winning Nugenics, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Nugenics is a unique man-boosting formula powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help boost your free testosterone levels, to help you feel stronger, leaner, with more energy and drive, more passion too.
Here, try a bottle. And trust me, she'll like it too.
Text 42424 and enter BASH to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenics. Samples are not available in stores, so text 42424 and enter BASH.
All right, here is reaction to all the breaking news tonight. The author of Why We Fight, just out this week, defeating America's enemies with no apologies. Fox News national security strategist Sebastian Gorka, also out this week. They're competing for the New York Times top spot with Tucker Carlson. The author of Spygate, the attempted sabotage of Donald J. Trump, former Secret Service agent, NRA TV contributor Dan Bongino, Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi, who herself was a victim of the mob. And by the way, fake news CNN says you can't say it's a mob. You, Secretary Nielsen, Sarah Sanders, Ted Cruz, this is a mob that is being incited by people like Maxine Waters, follow them into department stores and restaurants. If any conservative did to a Democratic woman what was done to you, Pam, there would be fire and fury, to use a phrase.
There certainly would, Sean, and it's the classic definition of a mob. If you look up what a mob is in the dictionary, it's inciting violence, and that's what they're doing. I was booed again the other night. Someone saw me and yelled my name like they had won the lottery, basically the lottery of getting to be mean to a human being. And, that's what the world's turning into.
But they're doing it to wives and they're doing it to women, the very people that say that they have a monopoly of compassion and that conservatives don't.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I'm not going to be a victim.
This is now what they're saying to do. We're seeing it daily, and it is a mob. Yeah. And Democrats are inciting this with their words in many ways.
They are, Sean, but I think this is happening for a reason. I think in this Trump era where now Trump just refuses to back down to this political pressure through the media, the liberal swamp, and these activist groups, it's enraged them. Sean, the left, for as much as I disagree with them ideologically, they're usually tactically smarter than this. But Trump has them moving and scattered. They just don't know what to do anymore because they're not used to a real political fight. Republicans would have, elected Republicans would have backed down by now, and Trump refuses to do it.
We're looking at Ted Cruz, and he's with his wife, Heidi. And literally, he has to escort his wife and act as protection, Dr. Gorka, to get her out of the restaurant because they can't even let people sit for 5 seconds and have peace.
Think about the metric in America today that you risk bodily harm if you put on a red MAGA hat in many parts of the United States. That's actually an act of courage. The left walks around in T-shirts with Che Guevara, a mass murderer, on their chest. We don't do anything to them. This is why the midterms are crucial, Sean. Do you want the mob to run America? Do you want people who will intimidate you if you do not toe their line? That's what the next 26 days are about.
And Pam, when Kanye said today that it's freeing and it really is a sign of courage, I'm not going to let anybody tell me how to think. And I'm going to wear my Make America Great Again hat. Well, he could have held back a little bit on the cursing in the Oval Office, but we'll put that aside for a second. Most people have cursed in their lives. But it's sad that we have the lowest unemployment for African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans. And somebody's saying, good job, let's do more of this.
And Kanye's a businessman, Sean, and he's a capitalist, and he understands that. And he's saying, let's make more products in the United States. He gets it, and he knows all the good that the president has done for the country. And Kanye West is brave. He's his own man. He's not scared to speak his mind and wear his Make America Great Again hat. And none of us are going to be victims, frankly. Ted Cruz was out there protecting his wife. And, you know, everyone's going to continue to do what's right, despite what the former chief legal officer of our entire country said, to kick people when they're down. It's despicable. And I know
want
Eric
everything
Holder,
Kanye wants, what he's saying anyway. I'm sure I don't agree on everything. I disagree with him on stop and frisk because it worked in New York and lives were saved. But Dan Bongino, I agree on prison reform. I agree on safer cities, and I agree make products in America and create more jobs for Americans. I'm all in.
Yeah, Sean, I've been really vocal about this. I wish a lot of the establishment-type Republicans who are selling this moment short would take a time out and think about this. Where have we fell short over the years? Cultural capital. Democrats have built up a bank account of cultural capital through Hollywood and celebrities. And finally, we have people with cultural capital saying, hey, these Republicans aren't crazy. Let's hear what they have to say. It's a big deal.
Dr. Gorka, by the way, you clean up really well.
I escaped from a gala to come on your show, Sean.
We'll give you the last word.
Look, it's very, very simple. They have no policies. They have no argument. All they have is intimidation, and we will not let them get away with it.
All right. Thank you all. Thanks for taking a break from that event. Pam, we're sorry what you went through. When we come back, we're going to have more on Kanye's meeting with the president today. Kristen Fisher has a full report. Candace Owens is with us as she is with Kanye in our nation's capital. She'll join us next. And a phenomenal candidate running for Senate in Michigan. You're going to love this guy. John James, also coming up next.
Run from me, dog.
We need to stop. Stop what? Killing people.
Yeah, right. Run.
Her father was stark raving mad. That's why we're good at what we do.
This don't feel right.
We need to finish the job.
Your friends are on their way to kill you.
Everything's changed. Nothing's changed. You're my brother, and I love you.
Sisters, Brothers, rated R.
Everybody wants a new, different, better world. Here's to the people who do what it takes to build it and keep it running. The people who understand that no matter what the question, the obstacle, or the challenge, there's only one answer. Let's do the work.
Can we talk? We used to play so beautifully together. Now we can barely play anything, even cards with the girls.
If you have bent fingers and can't put your hand flat, talk to your doctor. It may be Dupuytren's contracture.
Isn't it time to do something about this?
Your hand is talking. Isn't it time you speak to a doctor? Learn more about Dupuytren's contracture at factsonhand.com. More information is within reach.
I'm Jillian, and I have a confession to make. I may have been a little tough in my past.
Down! Up! Go! Go!
But now I've found my bubbly side with SodaStream, the effortless way to stop addiction to sugary soda. Just slip in a bottle of regular tap water, a quick push, and in seconds, plain boring water is sparkling. Add a little fruit drop flavor, maybe a twisted lime, and boom, a sparkling, refreshing treat you'll want to drink. One of these can replace all of those. You decide.
You have to take the initiative.
If that's going to make this guy's future better, it's absolutely worth it.
Saving money and saving the planet, for real.
Join the SodaStream movement for you and the planet.
Go to GetSodaStream.com now to try the SodaStream Fizzy risk-free for 30 days. Yours will come complete with a ready-to-use 60-liter CO2 carbonator, 2 1-liter carbonating bottles, a half-liter bottle, and 2 fruit drops.
Get the fizz you crave, but only now with better bubbles.
Also available at these fine retailers.
The purple mattress. Truly the greatest scientific marvel since John Stamos. But what makes Purple so comfy? Purple's hyper-elastic polymer Smart Comfort Grid. The Smart Comfort Grid works by cradling your pressure points on your hips, shoulders, and redistributing support to the rest of your body. It's soft, but doesn't sink. Supportive, but not stiff. Get yours and have the best rest of your life with Purple's 100-night trial, no pressure guarantee. Purple. Thanks, science.
Got dry eye, but your eye drops don't last? Try Roto Dryade Eye Drops with Liquid Shield technology to help restore your natural tear film and soothe for up to 12 hours. For longer lasting relief versus the leading brand. So choose your Roto.
If you're making more bathroom trips or waking up to urinate, pay attention. Super Beta Prostate is a best-selling formula because its ingredients can reduce urges to urinate. The results are real. Stop ignoring your urges to go. Get Super Beta Prostate.
Meg, there you are. Did you take a picture of the cake to put on our website? I mean, I would have, but I'm a commercial vehicle, so I don't have hands. Or a camera, or a website. Should we franchise? Is the market ready for that? Can we franchise? How do you do that? Meg, we should do that thing where you put the business cards in the fishbowl and somebody wins something.
I'm here for the Evans wedding.
We've got the cake in the back, so yeah.
Progressive knows small business makes big demands.
You're not gonna make it. Ask her if we can do her next wedding, too.
So we'll design the insurance solution that fits your business.
On second thought, don't ask that.
All right, joining us now with the latest on the meeting between President Trump and Kanye West, Fox News correspondent in Washington tonight, Kristen Fisher. Kristen.
You know, Sean, it isn't easy to upstage President Trump, but Kanye West stole the show today in the Oval Office. The meeting was supposed to be about prison reform, and it kind of was, but Kanye turned it into a 10-minute-long stream of consciousness about jobs, race, guns, and why he loves his MAGA hat.
They tried to scare me to not wear this hat, my own friends, but this hat, it gives me power in a way. There was something about when I put this hat on, it made me feel like Superman.
Superman. He also took on his critics back home in Hollywood. Watch this.
What I need Saturday Night Live to improve on, and what I need the liberals to improve on is, if he don't look good, we don't look good. This is our president. He has to be the freshest, the flyest planes, the best factories, and we have to make our core be empowered.
Now you can see the entire White House press pool was crammed into the Oval Office to capture this spectacle, and at one point Kanye was asked a question about gun violence and the Second Amendment.
The problem is illegal guns. Illegal guns is the problem. Not legal guns. We have the right to bear arms.
And he also has the right to show the world the passcode to his iPhone, which he did inadvertently. It was 000000. Sean, please tell me that you have a better passcode than Kanye.
Well, I'd have a better passcode. It changes every other day. I don't even have the same phone one week to the next.
Very secure.
For those that don't know, Kristen Fisher's parents were both astronauts, and I got to meet her dad. That is like the coolest thing in the world. Are you going to bring this up every night?
What's that? It is one of the coolest things. And that big Russian Soyuz emergency landing today was just, I got to say, incredible to watch. What those astronauts and cosmonauts and the entire NASA team were able to do.
Anybody that gets in a rocket and wants to go up in space has a lot of courage, and I just admire all of them. So, and I had a chance to meet your dad.
I will relay the message. I'm sure they're watching.
Oh, my best to both of them. All right, joining us now with reaction, the GOP U.S. Senate candidate from Michigan, John James, is with us, and Turning Point USA Communications Director, our friend Candace Owens. Candace was with Kanye in D.C. earlier today. You actually facilitated a phone call with me and Kanye, and it wasn't just a phone call. We actually FaceTimed. And what I really liked about it is all he wants is answers. All he wants is solutions. All he wants is opportunities. And that's what impressed me. I agree with prison reform. I agree with more jobs. I want more made in America. I want a better economy. And I want safe neighborhoods. What is there to disagree with here?
The fact that he likes our president, the fact that he's bringing forward an optimistic message. Let's be clear. The left has become the party of hate and division. Kanye is talking about love and unity and support for our president, who is doing a tremendous job. He's talking about the real numbers that are in, okay? A 400% increase in black growth in jobs and starting black businesses. A 400% increase. Black unemployment at an all-time low. President Obama brought an all-time high for welfare for black community. We had President Clinton before him, a Democrat president, who brought an all-time high for black incarceration. What is the problem here? Why isn't the black community standing with our president right now?
Did he say he was a billionaire?
Yes. Actually, Fox News reported that he's on track to become a billionaire.
How awesome. And he's talking about jobs that are paying $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year. You know what? There are people that would love those jobs. Let's get them here. John James, I had the opportunity to interview you on my radio show, and I can say this, I'm on radio 30 years. You just took my breath away because of your passion. I hope the people of Michigan are getting to know you. I know it's a tough state to run for Senate. I hope the people of Michigan are hearing what I think is a great message to make Michigan great again.
Well, the people of the state of Michigan are very astute. This is a state that not only did Donald Trump win, but so did Bernie Sanders. People in the state of Michigan are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And when you look at the fact that 98% of black people vote in one party, that's the reason why we don't have a seat at both tables. I'm an independent thinker who prioritizes God and country in that order. And I will always serve the people of the state of Michigan as well as I serve the United States of America when I deployed to Operation Rocky Freedom.
John, I went through Detroit the last time I was there, and I saw one of America's great cities, and it was devastated. It was, I mean, they're selling homes for $1, knocking down entire neighborhoods to consolidate because of all the jobs, manufacturing jobs that moved out. Now jobs are moving into areas like Michigan, Wisconsin, and Ohio and Pennsylvania. I think we can revitalize a city like Detroit. Am I a dreamer or am I rooted in reality?
Look, you're exactly on track. We know that we can revitalize Detroit. But the thing is, until these economic opportunity improvements come to the people in the neighborhoods, our forgotten neighborhoods and our forgotten farms, the areas that have been neglected and failed by Democrat policies decades in the past, we've marched from Selma to Detroit. We've rioted from Baltimore to Watts, and nothing's changed in 50 years. We need to make sure that we don't just
first, the neighborhoods have to be safe. Chicago's not safe. I'd love for the president to partner with Kanye and come up with answers for the people of Chicago. It is a shooting zone, and it's been happening for years, and nobody's fixing it.
Well, we need more solution. We need more leadership and less partisanship. Yeah. You can learn a little bit more about my candidacy on johnjamesforsenate.com, but I have the experience leading on the battlefield and the boardroom and bringing my leadership experience to solve and make our neighborhoods better, bringing everybody up and making our community safer.
Why are people that are African Americans and conservative brutalized by the left?
Because they don't want us to be free. Listen, make no mistake, the left depends on the black vote. They have to earn more than 85% of the black vote to sustain their party. This is why they sow division. This is why they need the themes of racism to stay alive. But guess what, Sean? The black community is waking up. And that's why Kanye West terrifies them, because he's not scared in the same way that I'm not scared. And we are seeing more black conservatives waking up and speaking out against Democrat Party.
Listen, I have a little Hannity crystal ball, and what I see in my future are amazing futures for both of you with strong leadership and just dynamic personalities. I wish you both Godspeed in your mission as you move forward, and I mean that. Thank you both. When we come back, Congressman Mark Meadows says Rod Rosenstein needs to go under oath, owes we the people answers. He'll join us with Sarah Carter, John Solomon. Breaking news on the deep state next.
The season premiere of Gold Rush on Discovery. Check your local listings.
Got dry eye, but your eye drops don't last? Try Roto Dry Aid Eye Drops with Liquid Shield technology to help restore your natural tear film and soothe for up to 12 hours. For longer lasting relief versus the leading brand. So choose your Roto.
It's a noisy, chaotic, confusing world. If only everyone could see it more clearly. Separate fake from fact. If only we all understood what's really going on. The world needs another Economist reader. And now you can try The Economist in print, free of charge. Visit free.economist.com, call 1-855-500-0015, or text Economist to 99000.
Mesothelioma is a cancer caused by exposure to asbestos. If you or a loved one are a victim, you may be entitled to a share of $30 billion set aside to compensate victims. Hi, my name is Todd Kale. I will personally meet with you and fight for you to receive the compensation you and your family may deserve, often without going to court. There are deadlines to file your claim, so please contact us today.
For a free information kit or consultation, call 800-513-2603 or go to mesokit.com.
The closer you get to home, the more you know the commute is worth it. You and that John Deere tractor. You can keep dreaming up projects all the way home. It's a longer drive, but just like a John Deere, it's worth it.
What if there was something that can reduce body fat, boost mood, get rid of wrinkles, tighten saggy skin, and make you look and feel decades, not years, but decades younger? Interested?
Sarah Vital, available at Ulta and smarter retailers nationwide.
Attention oxygen therapy users. If you've been chained to an oxygen tank, then you know they're a burden. Tanks keep you from living the life you love.
I was on oxygen tanks, and I couldn't go anywhere, do much of anything. I didn't dare go far.
It's time to reclaim your independence with an Inogen One oxygen concentrator. Inogen makes its own oxygen from the air around you, so you'll never worry about running out of oxygen again.
I wasn't going to run out of oxygen ever, and it was like freedom. I got my life back. I really love my Inogen.
The Inogen One G4 is lightweight and compact. Plus, it's battery operated, so you can have oxygen anytime, anywhere.
Oh, do I think Inogen is worth the money? You better believe it's worth every single penny of it.
Call now for your free information kit. There's no obligation. Inogen. Oxygen anytime, anywhere.
Call 1-800-513-5769. That's 1-800-513-5769. Call now for your free information kit.
I won this 55-inch TV for less than $30 on DealDash.com.
I got this floor steamer for $1.74. What's not to love?
These aren't actors, they're real people who got real savings at DealDash.com, the fair and honest bidding site.
On Deal Dash, I got this $349 mixer for less than $25.
iPads sell for as little as $5, laptops for $10, and professional cameras for as little as $20.
I got all this great stuff for only $40.
I got all this for less than $50 on DealDash.com.
Try Deal Dash today. If you don't win, get your money back, but hurry, everything must go. Go to DealDash.com now to start bidding.
In my first 4 months on Deal Dash, I won 104 auctions.
And shipping is always free.
Visit DealDash.com and start bidding today.
In an interview with Fox and Friends earlier today, President Trump said he gets along with Rod Rosenstein, gave credit to Mark Meadows and others for exposing what is happening with the Russia witch hunt. Take a look.
I actually get along well with Rod. We have a witch hunt going on, which is disgraceful. And I have to tell you, I'll take these Republican guys with Mark Meadows and Jim Jordan and Gates and Gibbs and all of them. I hate to mention a few names because there's so many of them, and I want to give every one of them credit. These are tough, smart guys. They know there was no collusion, it turned out, with Russia. There was collusion, but it was with Hillary Clinton, the DNC, these Republican folks. I think they're becoming folk heroes. These are great, great people, and they want to get to the bottom of it.
I agree with that. The Freedom Caucus, they stand by their promises. They fight. Congressman Mark Meadows joins us right now. Fox News investigative reporter Sarah Carter, The Hill's John Solomon. Congressman, we now have Rod Rosenstein. Let's see. He recommended firing Comey. He signed the last FISA warrant, the third renewal application. And this is a guy that appointed Mueller. Now we have three people saying that he seriously was talking about wearing a wire to invoke the 25th Amendment. McCabe said it. Well, actually four. McCabe said it. Lisa Page said it. Let me think of the other ones. One other person said it.
Jim Baker.
Jim Baker. That's it.
Yeah. I tell you, the reporters that you have on, I'm with two great reporters that have done tremendous work on this front. But I think probably the biggest part is the president is exactly right. There is no collusion. He knows it. I know it. Even the Democrats know it. And it's about time that Bob Mueller, he must finish the investigation. It's time to call it quits, because what we're starting to find out are the wheels are coming off. Glenn Simpson, Fusion GPS Glenn Simpson, refused to come before Congress. I talked to Chairman Gowdy this evening. The only option we have now is to hold him in contempt of Congress.
Why isn't that happening? And where are the 302s that the president was going to release? Where are the FISA warrants that he was going to release?
Well, we've got to get those out. Transparency is good medicine, Sean. As you know, I've been advocating for that. The president has been advocating, but he wants to be cautious, and I applaud that. You know, he's getting accused left and right of interfering in this investigation, and yet
interfering. They're obstructing congressional investigations. That's your constitutional role, which, to your credit, you're doing. Sarah Carter.
Oh, I couldn't agree more with you, Sean, on this. I mean, look, we have Rod Rosenstein. Obviously, a lot of information has come out in the last few weeks. We know that James Baker, the former general counsel of the FBI, came forward and said, look, we took seriously what he said. He wanted to invoke the 25th. We now know that there were two other... That's right, and secretly record the President of the United States. Beyond that, we also know that there were two other people apparently speaking with Rod Rosenstein. I give the president credit for this, Sean. The president is a great chess player. I think he's making his move now. I think that the president came out. He's been talking to Rod Rosenstein. We don't know what happened on that flight. We don't know exactly what they spoke about during those 30 minutes, but the president is looking and watching. And I absolutely believe that there were other people inside this administration that were with Rod Rosenstein on this, and I think it's going to come out. I don't think it's going to come out next week, but I think eventually the president will make that public if he's smart, and then he'll get rid of Rod Rosenstein. He'll get rid of Jeff Sessions. He'll put other people in place. This is what I'm hearing behind the scenes. This is what I believe will happen.
All right. So Lisa Page, John Solomon, says for 9 months they had no evidence of Russia collusion. This is just before the appointment of Rod Rosenstein and Mueller. And then, of course, even Peter Strzok said there's no there. Now I think with their media leak strategy that we've been able to unveil and report, along with the insurance policy comment, they leaked the information to different news sources. All goes back to the Clinton phony Russian dossier. They leak it all over the place to create an atmosphere that, oh, there must be so much happening. This really happened, when just the opposite is true. The only Russian interference came from Hillary paying for Russian lies that were disseminated to the American people and used as a fraud on a FISA warrant court 4 times.
Yeah, listen, there was a lot of Harry Houdini going on in May of 2017 at the Justice Department. They knew they didn't have a case, and instead they tried to create the aura in the public media that there was a case and it was being obstructed by the president. And I think when we look back in history, we're going to see a lot. I was thinking today, and because of the work of Congressman Meadow, Congressman Jordan, those who've been digging, we now know, I think 2 years ago this month, Glenn Simpson and Christopher Steele were out peddling their story to the media, trying to get it out before the election, clearly showing their political covers. 2 years later, Glenn Simpson can't even come anymore and testify to Congress because he has to invoke his right against self-incrimination. How far has this investigation turned from collusion on Russia to collusion with the Democratic Party and the FBI, and it's because of people like Congressman Meadows and Congressman Jordan that bucked the trend and went for the facts and the truth.
Sarah and Greg and others, you guys all deserve credit too. What did I call this year? The year of the boomerang. Quick question, all of you. Will we get the declassified unredacted materials? Mark Meadows.
Yeah, I think we will get them, hopefully some sooner than later, before the election, hopefully a small group of them before the election, and we need to have them.
Sarah?
Yeah, absolutely. We need the dossier. We also need the Gang of Eight packet, which will expose the exculpatory evidence that's been withheld from the American people, and the 302s, of course.
John, will we get them real quick?
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Before the election?
I think some of it's a lot of it will be after the election, I fear.
All right, thank you all for what you're doing. Kid Rock at the White House today had a perfect response to a reporter. It's great. Next.
The future brings more questions than answers. We dream of a better tomorrow, but are we preparing the right legacy? Can technology reinvent culture? Can green energy power the planet? Can smart cities house the urban future? Why advance healthcare if we can't live better? What if dreamers never connect with powerful investors? Future Investment Initiative is the global platform where innovations and investment create an action plan for a better future.
I get it all the time. Have you lost weight? Of course I have. Ever since I started renting from National. Because National lets me lose the weight at the counter and choose any car in the aisle. And I don't wait when I return, thanks to Drop and Go. At National, I can lose the weight and keep it off.
Looking good, Patrick!
I know. Go National. Go like a pro.
We've all been there. Just when you least expect it or when you might be running behind, you accidentally cut yourself. Wouldn't it be great to have a quick and easy way to stop bleeding? Hello, I'm Mike Lindell. I knew I wanted to be a part of Bleed Stop because it works, it helps people, and it's made in the USA. I get approached by people all the time with new products and ideas, but Bleed Stop was different. It's truly one of the best products I've ever seen.
If you've ever been frustrated by a minor cut that won't stop bleeding, or had an accident or an emergency situation where you needed to quickly stop bleeding, you need Bleed Stop. It's a safe, non-stinging organic powder that's clinically proven to quickly and easily stop bleeding and start healing everyday cuts, scrapes, and even major wounds.
My oldest son cut himself with a knife quite badly, and we had Bleed Stop with us, and we put it on the wound, and it stopped the bleeding.
Call or go to bleedstop.com now to order. For only $29.98, you'll get enough Bleed Stop to stock your medicine cabinet and treat virtually every bleeding cut that might happen to you or your family. Use the promo code on your screen for extra savings and a free 3-pack. Bandages can be clumsy. Sure, they'll cover your wound, but they don't do much to stop the bleeding. Bleed Stop works. Simply put Bleed Stop onto any cut or wound, apply pressure, and watch the bleeding stop. Bleed Stop is FDA cleared and effective for people on blood thinners. Be sure to keep Bleed Stop in your medicine cabinet, first aid kit, and with you wherever you go. Help protect yourself, your family, and loved ones.
Bleed Stop is a necessity. Easy to apply, it doesn't burn, it doesn't sting.
It's truly one of the best products I've ever seen.
Go to bleedstop.com or call now to order this very special TV offer. All this can be yours for just $29.98. But wait, use the promo code on your screen for an additional $10 off and a second 3-pack absolutely free. This $45 value can be yours for only $19.98. That's right, only $19.98 when you use this promo code. Order now.
These folks, they don't have time to go to the post office. They have businesses to grow, customers to care for, lives to get home to. They use Stamps.com. Print discounted postage for any letter, any package, anytime, right from your computer. All the amazing services of the post office, only cheaper. Get our special TV offer, a 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale. Go to Stamps.com/TV and never go to the post office again.
Let's do this.
Exciting, right? Kid, welcome to the big time.
Rated PG-13 in theaters tomorrow.
More than ever, we need Fox Nation from the brand you trust.
Exclusive content,
Access.
and experiences.
Some of us you know well, and some of us you're going to get to know better.
Find out more
at foxnation.com.
Fox Nation, opinion done right. All right, Kid Rock, he was also at the White House today, where he had a few words for a reporter who asked a, well, pretty dumb question for him.
Did Trump fire Jeff Sessions? Fire you.
Just perfect. That's like the way the press deserves to be treated because they're fake news. All right. Well